welcome to the Metals Investment Forum Backstage interview. It's my great pleasure to introduce James Anderson, CEO of Guanajuato Silver, with me. James, welcome back.
Thanks very much, Chen. It's great to see you again and great to be here on the Metal Investment Forum.
Great. I saw you are near-term silver gold production. I mean, you are near-term producer. How soon are you going to get your mill running, and when we can start seeing concentrate?
Right, exactly. I guess it all depends on how we define it. We've been mining for about 6 weeks right now. We've got about 10,000 tons that have been mined and are in the laydown yard in our patio in front of the mill that we've been refurbishing for the last number of months. We are still about 2 weeks away from throwing the switch and having the whole mill operational. But from then forward, we will be Mexico's newest silver and gold producer.
Oh, great. You know, you just came out of nowhere. When you start the company, we were not expecting you to start this mining so soon. How did you do that? How did you put everything together, consolidated area, and then you got this 200 million mill for 15 million? How did you do that? Can you tell us a little bit of the history about your company?
Yeah, well, it is, the stars seem to be aligning for our company and for the people involved in it. So what happened about 2 years ago was I took control of a venture exchange shell company, which had what I then considered and what I still consider to this day a fantastic exploration project in it, and that is Pinguico. So last year in June, we did a 1,000-ton bulk sample from material that had been left over from mining 110 years ago at Pinguico. And we did that with Endeavor Silver at their Bolanitos mine and mill in the Guanajuato region, right, on different sides of Guanajuato City in central Mexico. And that started a conversation between ourselves and Endeavor Silver about whether we would be interested in purchasing their, at the time, closed down El Cubo mine and mill complex. And they had closed it because they felt that the production there was a little too small to impact a billion-dollar market cap company. We view that very differently. So we came to an understanding with Endeavor that we would buy El Cubo for $15 million. As you alluded to, Chen, the last time this asset changed hands was in 2012, and it changed hands for $200 million. So we think we've gotten a fantastic deal here. And we've been refurbishing the mill since May. And what does that mean? That means changing belts and hoses, adding new lubricating systems, putting in new ball mill liners. We did purchase 2 new cone crushers. Those were a couple of the larger items. But this is not a rebuild of a mill. This really is a giant maintenance program that we've done. And it is essentially done. Hernan Dorado, who's our chief operating officer, and I were talking last week, and he said, well, all of the big things are done. Now we only have 1,000 little things to do. So that's where we're at right now, but we're on track, on time, on budget to have the thing operating within the next 2 weeks or so.
Oh, next 2 weeks, excellent. So we should have the silver. Are you going to have a doré bar, or you have a concentrate, or when do we going to see some revenue coming to your company?
Right. So the mill that we have creates a silver and gold concentrate, and we will sell that to a metals trader. News on that will be out tomorrow as we're speaking here. So people will be able to see who we've signed a contract with in terms of one of the traders. We did get 8 proposals from different metals traders in Mexico to purchase our concentrate. So we were able to have a little bit of competitive tension there, so that's good. And to more fulsomely answer your question, Chen, we will sell the concentrate and start selling that concentrate to the metals trader by mid-October.
Oh, excellent. Well, what's your production profile looks like for the next year, and then blue sky. I mean, I know this is a central mill in the whole area. So what's the potential of this project?
Yeah, so as part and parcel of the acquisition of El Cubo, what we did is we got a PEA done by Bear Dolbear, which is a very long-lived American engineering firm. So within the PEA, what they state is that we can have over a 7-year mine life, an average of 1.8 million ounces of silver production per year. In our internal model, and I want to make sure that everybody knows these are forward-looking statements, so be cautious with that. But in our internal model, it looks very similar. We ramp up to about 1.5 million silver equivalent ounces next year in 2022, but then up to 2.5 million silver equivalent ounces in 2023. And then I think, what a lot of the investors, and certainly what a lot of the people who follow you, Chen, what they want to know is, okay, well, how does the company grow from there? And the company grows from our understanding and our desire to make El Cubo the center of a hub and spoke mining operation, where El Cubo has the ability to process 45,000 tons a month. The mill is big. We will only draw about 25,000 tons a month from the El Cubo mine, but we've already got our other project, Pinguico, able to deliver material to the mill. And we have a number of different ideas to be able to try and consolidate other mining assets within this 480-year-old mining camp. There's lots of them there, and we think that we will, for a number of different reasons, because of the personnel that we have, and we are Guanajuato Silver after all. We think that we're going to be the perfect company to be able to consolidate a lot of those assets.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Can you share a little bit about more detail about your PEA, like the cost and the all-in sustainable cost, so investors know your profit margin?
Yeah, I can just jump down to a slide relating to that within our presentation. We've got indicated material here on the left and inferred on the right. In total, and for regulatory purposes, we need to keep those things separate. So you've got about 700,000 tons here and about 1.4 million tons here in inferred. Collectively, though, you get about 27 million ounces of silver equivalent within the resource model. They talk about, within the PEA, a 7-year mine life. However, at our expected rate of production, it ends up being about 9 years worth of material. And I can tell you, El Cubo is a very old, long-lived asset. People have been mining there for about 200 years. It's a narrow vein, but very good grade epithermal system, as is Pinguico. There will be material here for years and years and years to come, so long as we don't mine it too quickly. If you've got a narrow vein epithermal system, if you try and take the material out too quickly, you simply can't drill and explore and develop fast enough to be able to put that material in sight, which comes full circle to our methodology, our thinking about consolidating other assets in the area. If we have several different mines contributing to one central mill, I think that we can be profitable and have great insight into how we ramp up to more production in the years to come.
Excellent. Looks like, right now we have $23, $24 silver and then $9 cost. It seems like you're going to start generating significant cash flow starting next year.
Yeah, again, with our internal model, and I have to be a little bit careful about, how much I wave my arms around that, but, what we see being EBITDA positive in the first quarter. We do, reinvest a fair bit of money in terms of CapEx into both of our operations. So that we're recycling money that we make back into the business. I always think that that's a good idea in the mining business. It's a capital intensive business. Everybody knows that. So, you have to have your head on straight about recycling that money back into the business to make sure that we have sustainability in production for years and years into the future.
Excellent. So in your internal model, again, it's a forward-looking statement. So you go into 2.5 million ounce in 2023. How much extra capacity still have with the mill to take other ore in that area?
Yeah, so at that stage, again, within our internal model, so caveat, but what we have as a run rate at that point is 29,000 tons a month. The mill is capable of at least 45,000 tons a month. So we have plenty of extra capacity.
Excellent. So as long as you consolidate the area, so investor can see more and more production from you, and then this will be the growth, and it's not limited by the mill capacity since you got this giant mill for penny on the dollar.
Correct. I think I was telling you a little while back, Chen, but I'll share it with our listeners today. I was there about a month ago, and as part of my tasks when I was there, I got a chance to tour all of the mill complex with 3 of the metals trading companies, and everyone was really quite astounded at the size and scope of the whole operation. And I can share some of those images with our viewers today. All of these pictures I took with my iPhone about a month ago, and you can see it is a big operation. You can see the mill building up here, and I'm very proud of that. It is clean, dry, organized, and you don't often see that when you're just weeks away from production. So that looks really good. And then within the mine itself, there's 4 meter by 4 meter access for kilometers and kilometers within the mine. You can see this computer model that's generated, all of the accesses and tunnels and adits and raises that have developed the mine over the years. But just that access, the development work, that's probably worth $100 million in today's dollars. So we get a lot for our money here, and I think that will hold the company in very good stead as we go into the future.
Well, excellent. Good luck with you. And your stock's still very, very cheap. You're trading at a fraction of the infrastructure, just the infrastructure worth, and then you have significant cash flow coming starting Q1 next year.
I think that's right. I mean, the stock market has not been particularly helpful for most silver and gold companies in the last little while. Ours had a good run and then is pulled back. We did have to issue a fair bit of equity in order to pay for the asset. And that's, that just is a fact, and we've had to live through that. But I think today, people can look at Mexico and Canada's next silver and gold producer, and pound for pound, dollar for dollar, I think we're pretty cheap.
Excellent, excellent. Looking forward to hear the production news from you in a few weeks, in 2 weeks, right?
Well, I'm going to say a couple of weeks to give me a little bit of wiggle room. But I mean, so far, Chen, you've been following us all through this approach. For the last number of months, I've kept waking up in a cold sweat thinking, what bad thing can happen today? I think that we're over most of the possibilities that something bad can happen that would delay our production. I keep saying, and I keep liking to say that we are on track, on time, and on budget. We are, and so knock on wood. I think that we'll be sending material to we'll be sending concentrate for sale within the second or third week in October.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Good luck. Looking forward to that.
Thank you.